Hi, my name's Ethan Lawrence.
This is Jesse Leach from Killswitch Engage.
Hi, I'm Scotty Wartooth.
Hi, my name's Sean Smith.
Hi, my name is Desperate Housewives.
Hey, this is Ryan McCombs from the band Soil.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Raging Cajun Lash LaRue.
Hi, this is Jim Valance. I'm a songwriter, and you're listening to the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week we bring you acting royalty. This week's guest is a character actor who's appeared in some of the biggest projects in TV and movie history. Let's see, Friends, The Grinch, Desperate Housewives, The Goldbergs, just to name but a few. But to myself and Tom and many of our generation, she'll forever be best known for putting the fear into the hearts of those named Scott! As Frau Farbissina in Austin Powers. Boys and girls, put your hands together as we bring you the Chronicles of Mindy Sterling.
Oh,
I tried my best with the voice. I was never going to get it as good as you, obviously,
good.
but I tried.
Pretty good.
That's
but
good.
you know, I've got that screeching thing about it, so it's more like.
But before we get into all that juicy goodness, how has your day been so far? How's your personal Tuesday?
Oh, let's see. Really good. I took a walk, and I had a friend of mine who needed my help, and I was able to help her.
Nice.
Nothing horrible.
Okay,
and
good.
yeah, and really just everything is good today.
Perfect. That's what we like. What a start.
I don't always have great days, but today was a good one.
Yes.
We wouldn't be real every day. It was like, whoa, but yeah, I'm doing pretty good right now.
That's what we like. So what we like to do with these things is take it right back to the start, to the days of young Miss Sterling, you could say. What did you want to be when you were growing up? Has it always been acting for yourself, or was it something completely different? Like, I don't know, a go-go dancer? I don't know.
Oh, no.
First thing that came to mind.
No, I think, I think as you're growing up, it's like I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a nurse. And then, that's kind of the little girl thing. And then, my dad was an entertainer in Florida, and I just was around funny people. My mom was very animated. And, when I went to school, it was just like, oh, because I was kind of shy. And I found out that, you could do theater and be somebody else. You don't have to be yourself. And I thought that was pretty great for me, because I think I just needed that so I can do other people or other, and and then the shy man, you could just be shy.
I like that. It's interesting. It's a good way to get out of your own head, in a sense, just by being someone else for an hour or whatever it might be. I should try that. I should take it back.
Look, I think we all have different sides of us. For me, there's the little girl side, that doesn't know anything. And then there's, the side that would do anything for their son or for a family member, or what do you need? What can I do? That, very powerful. And then there's, someone that's just, I'm done. Good night.
So normally we like to ask where people get their inspiration from to get into the line of business. But you said your dad was in the entertainment industry. Was your mom in the industry as well? Did I read? Or
my mom was a dancer. She danced. She when she was she went through a separation, and my dad and her, they had a divorce, and then she danced. My mother was always kind of a dancer, so she was really good at that. And then she danced in Florida, like at the hotels and stuff, when they have these big shows. And so I took dancing when I was growing up. And and my dad was just he was an actor and he was a singer. So I kind of was doing a little bit of everything. So I was around that a little bit, and I just found that was, wow, these are my kind of people.
So your dad was a comedian as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a singer, he was a comedian, he was an actor. I don't know if you will remember or if your fan base remembers, but he used to be partners with Shecky Green,
I know the
who was an
name.
American,
Yes.
a big American, yes, person. And so he did that for a while, but he put together shows, and he would, go to Florida, and do the on, by the beach. And then he would do, he just was a funny guy, great big personality. And I just found I love to laugh. I loved to laugh and make people laugh.
That's all. What did
Do
he
a hell of a
say?
good job of that. So I don't apologize. They do a great job of that, Mindy. So, nothing to worry about there.
What did he say when you said to him, Dad, I want to do what you do?
He said that, but he did. No, that's not true. I think I did probably say that or something. No, he knew that I liked acting, and that I wanted to do that. So at the age of, I think I was like 13 now. I was very young, and he was like, "Okay, well, you need to study Shakespeare, because if you could do Shakespeare, you could do anything." And I was a little hesitant about it, and I was like, "I can't even say those words, those names, So he made time. He had a a private, like, coach that would come to my place, like once a Saturday, every Saturday or something like that. And I hated it. It wasn't her. I hated it. I just wasn't my thing. And then she finally said, "Yeah, Mindy, you're not really into this, are you?" I mean, I was young, and I was like, "No." But I don't want to say anything because I don't want my dad to be mad at me. She goes, "You know what? Don't worry about it. I'll talk to your dad." So yeah, so we kind of pushed that aside.
I love that that's like the bar. You get threatened with Shakespeare. It's
Yeah.
like, let's see if you really want to do this, then, shall we? Right? So, Hamlet, go.
Yeah, I don't like it. No, I don't understand it. It's like poetry. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't get that either. It's when people look at art, like art now with modern, it's just like a big pencil. They're like, oh my
Right.
God, I love the way he's captured the fact that it's on its on its point, and the way the pencil just elongates up there. It's just, it's really captured the imagination of sea life. What? What the hell are you on about?
Wow, this is ba 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 ba, and I don't understand anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to find any 13-year-old that's passionate about Shakespeare, to be fair.
I know. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was around that age. I don't think I was older, because I started getting into, I did a lot of theater in school and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. What grade are you in when you were 13?
It's like year 8 for us.
Yeah, it's like year 8 or 9.
So I don't know what grade that is.
No, no way.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah.
Some grade. I don't know.
Okay, well, none of us know. Maybe somebody will type something. "Hey, idiots!" Blah 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 blah. Blah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could Google it, but we're talking to you, Mindy, so we're not doing it. It's fine.
No.
Yeah, forget that. So obviously you had all these inspirations. You had the dancing, the acting, the comedy, all this sort of stuff. Was that your original goal in the entertainment business, to get into acting? Was that where you always wanted to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a writer. I like to dance, but certainly was not a dancer. I just enjoyed doing that. No, I wanted to act. I wanted to be other people. I wanted to, be on stage. I wanted to sing. I wanted to. So yeah, I just wanted to entertain people. I wanted to make people laugh, feel good, whatever. But I love being other people.
So how did you get your big start then in the industry? Where did it all begin?
Well, I came out, I lived, because I was raised in Miami. So I lived in Miami for a long time. And I think I I went to a 2-year college, very, nothing big, blah, 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 blah. But everybody else, after when you get out of high school, everybody's like, where are we going? What are we doing? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to, act. And so then I did just a 2-year thing. And that when that was over, I thought, well, I'm either gonna go to New York or go to LA, because that's kind of where I do theater and stuff. I think I was more into theater stuff. And so I had a boyfriend at the time, and he wanted to do it as well. And so he said, I'm going to go to California and set up, everything for us, and then I'll have you come out. So I did that. And I think one of the first things I did was I did theater, local theater there. Nothing, no money. Um, and then I got a commercial agent. I think I had some pictures done. I sent it to Screen Actors Guild, and is there any way that I could meet you? And da 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 da. And yeah, and then it kind of started there. So I think the very first thing I did, the very real thing I did was that I got money so I could get my SAG card, was commercials. I did a couple of those.
Wow. So why didn't you pursue the theatre side then? If because obviously that's got you singing and you dancing and stuff in it. Why did you not pursue that sort of
that
career?
was, I wasn't doing Broadway or anything, so I always kept doing theater. I did community theater.
Okay.
Where you're working with people. That doesn't mean that they're not good. They're just not maybe that par to that level, including me. And but it was I loved the camaraderie. I loved how everybody was worked together. I loved entertaining the crowd, and yes, and I'm very animated, so it worked for me at that time. Now I have to be careful with it, but so I did that, and if I could get a commercial, great. And then I don't remember how I got an agent, a theatrical agent, but you just kind of throw things out. I'm doing this show, if you want to come see me. You try to get them interested in you based on a picture that you're going to completely redo anyway. And and it kind of just slowly started to happen. And then I think my biggest thing, I did a improv group, and it wasn't called the Groundlings at the time, it was another one. And I got together with all these people, and there were some really funny, talented people, and they said, oh my God, you have to go to the Groundlings. And so I was like, okay. So I went to the Groundlings and got into the program, and it's comedy and sketch. It's huge. In fact, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary.
Yes.
And 50 years.
Wow.
I was not one of the beginners, but so we're celebrating that. It's pretty amazing to say.
That's
That's
unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah, it never really closed down. Somehow we kept it going, during all this time. I taught there. I did some directing there. I just loved it. I love the art form of just improvising. I don't have to worry about learning any lines. That always drove me crazy. I'm having a hard time now because I'm getting older. I can't seem to get it out. And so I got into that, and then I was there for like 10 years. And then when I became alumni, I was still connected. I still got to do shows there. If I wanted to teach, I could still teach. So it was kind of like a great little thing going on. And then I met Mike Myers. We were doing an improv show at the Groundlings, and it was Julia Sweeney from SNL. She had worked with Mike, and she invited him to come and be a guest in our show. And we were like, oh my God, this is so cool. Anyway, he thought it was really funny, and I didn't know anything about anything, and that's what made it funny, because I would just make it up, but would do it with commitment. And so we did a couple times with him. He was wonderful, and then he was putting together this movie, and was telling me about it, and blah blah blah. And he's was like, we'd love to have you audition for it. And I'm like, great. I remember reading the script and just laughing out loud. And I didn't think I got it. I went and auditioned, and nobody knew who I was unless you were an improviser.
Mm.
And then I got cast.
Did I read
And
somewhere
that
you
started
weren't
everything
happy?
for me. What?
Did I read somewhere that you weren't happy with your audition?
Oh, I'm never happy with my auditions.
Oh, well, there you go. That done.
Never. Never. Oh my God. I have had like a couple auditions lately, and I leave there going, oh, Jesus. What are you thinking? What are you doing? Oh, it was terrible. I mean, it was terrible. I have no sense of myself other than, and there's always that thing of wanting to please,
Yeah.
and now I'm a little bit better because I'll go in and going, okay, I know I'm animated. I know I'm this and know I'm that. But you know what? It's worked for me. So don't get down on yourself. Just just go in and be who you are, because that's all they want. I mean, everybody's going to be different. So guess what? I'm also auditioning for a lot of really good women, and they're saying, oh my God, Mindy Sterling, we're all different. And I think it's hard. It's so competitive. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean, there's a lot of really talented people.
I'm
And I
amazed.
got
Sorry.
really lucky because I did 3 of those movies. They made 3. I did 3 of them. I will never, ever, ever forget that.
I mean, you were quite like a main staple of the movie, though, to be honest with you. Like, you couldn't have had it without you.
Well, thank you. And I hear that a lot. And when I get down on myself and whatever, my son will tell me, Mom, you know who you are? You're Mindy fucking Sterling.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he says it with such earnest, and it's not like, I mean, sometimes we laugh about it, whatever, but it does kind of puts it together for me and going, yeah, that doesn't mean I'm going to get everything. So just shut up and, I'm always talking to myself, just shut up and do something. And so, yeah, I mean, there are things that I would love to have done that I didn't get. Yeah. I do a lot of Comic-Cons now. So somebody out there needs to get me a Comic-Con.
Yeah, get Mindy over to the UK.
Yes.
Yeah, I was there really long time ago, though. It was like one of the first big things I did, and I got to go there. And I, when I get, then you get to, stay there a little bit longer. But I would love, 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 love to come out there again. So if you know of anybody, just saying.
Yeah, just leave that with us, shall we say?
Right. I know you guys got a lot of connections, don't you? Lots of things going on. You've got papers and papers of things you're writing there.
So just taking it back to the improv and the groundings, like, we've spoken to actors on here before who have had a similar start, like go in improv, and they've all said like it's the best way to learn acting because you just doing what comes naturally. Yeah. I was going to say, do you agree?
Listen. Yeah. You have to listen. You have to make sense. If somebody says something and you go, no, that's not true. You don't negate. You don't say no. It's yes, and you find reasons to make it all work. And I like working together. Like people have said, oh, don't you want to do stand up? No, then I'm by myself. I'm responsible for everything. And then I have to write, and then I have to memorize. No. So it's not my thing. And so I love playing with people. I love that it's a team. It's not one person that makes all of that happen.
And you get to feed off that live reaction as well. You get to feed off those people laughing their asses off in the crowd. It's just like you want more and more of that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the things that, I think some of the best improv stuff that I've heard from other people watching it going, oh, that they're not improvising. That's written. And it's like, no, that's just, working together with people that you, that you feel, that you trust, and that are going to be there for you, and you're going to be there for them. And I mean, that should be like with anything, even things, they're scripted, and it's a team. If there's somebody else there, it's a team. Listen to me. I feel like I'm scolding you. So listen to you two. You do not stop talking to anyone, just talk to yourselves.
Well, yes, Miss Sterling, of course, absolutely.
So obviously, we do want to talk about some of the roles you've portrayed in your career. But I did see something, and I need to ask about this. Did I see that you sang on the theme tune for Family Ties?
You did hear that, but that's not me.
Is it not you?
That is
okay.
There's another Mindy Sterling.
Ah, there we are.
And I think mine. I know when that happens, and you're in the same, SAG or after whatever. One of you has to change it. One of you has to. I don't know if she put something on it differently or I put something on mine. I think mine's just Mindy Sterling, but maybe but no, I know I get a lot of that.
Ah, there we are then. I was going to say that's a real bizarre thing to do, but there we go. That makes
sense.
I
know. I wish it was. Yeah.
Just own it. Yeah. Just own it. Yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah, sure.
So you mentioned Austin Powers, so we're going to have to dive into it. You mentioned how you ended up getting the audition, but what did you think of that character when you first read like the basis of the character?
I thought, oh my God, I could do this with my eyes shut. I mean, I knew that, oh my God, I just wanted to do a good job for Mike. I wanted to be, whatever he wants me to do. It's his show. It's his creation. I was not there to change a lot of stuff. I didn't do a lot of improvising. Everybody always asks that. I mean, there was some improvising in the film, but I didn't do a lot of it. I kind of would do little things, like, yeah. We just kind of work off of each other. And the screaming, it really was just me screaming. If I'm like, you know what I mean? So it's like, if I am calling my son, it would be like, so that's just my scream.
I was expecting to run in the room then.
He doesn't hear me when I come home, and I'm like, I'm home. Hi, Max. No, I'm doing a something on the video machine. No, I'm doing what is it called again? It's a
podcast.
Podcast. That's right. I couldn't think of it earlier either. He had it done. So yes. So he knows, he knows what to expect from me.
So my favorite thing about Frau was it's the facial expressions. Like especially when you first meet her and that close up of the facial expression. Was that you?
Because that's Mindy being over the top. So in other words, if I'm going to be like, and when you watch it, you go, oh my God, she's so animated. But you know what? There are people that are very animated, and it worked with the group. Yeah. Everybody else was like, except for Mike. I mean, he was pretty animated, but everybody else was kind of doing their thing, and then all of a sudden she's, that's just how I do it. It's so weird because it's not like I worked on this for a long time. It's like, no, it just was whatever my instinct was, and thank God it worked.
Did you have to learn the German accent, or did you just nail that straight down as well?
Well, my father was alive in the beginning, the first one, and he does a lot of dialects, and so I would go, Dad, help me with this, And I mean, I'm not someone that looks into something and tries it, and works really hard. I haven't come to that yet, but it just kind of helps. So I talk like this, and first I thought, oh my God, I hope I don't turn Jewish, while I'm talking. But it's they're whatever. If somebody says to me, okay, do Russian, do German, they're all sort of the same. I'm not like, I'm like, I'll hear, there's some people that just hear something and then go, oh, I got it. But, I mean, I sort of can do what you do. But, what's that? Easy. But, it's not like I study it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the shouting and the screaming, was that part of the script, or did you just add that ad lib it in yourself?
It would say she screams.
Okay, so how many times?
It would be an exclamation. You know what I mean? Like you didn't go, am I supposed to scream here? So it was pretty easy for me to do that. And then you've got Mike just reacting. That made it even worse. Better worse. You know what I mean? So it'd be like, it was constantly, my favorite was, him just reacting to me.
There must be so many outtakes. There must be so many.
I wish, I know, right? I've never seen them. I don't know if for some reason he didn't want to offer that, or he didn't never made the studio. I mean, that's my favorite thing to do is look at a show and go, for something really dark, or, and then I would love to see the outtakes. I just think they're so entertaining and fun, and oh my God, they're real people. And I just recently, I don't know where I saw it, but they have some outtakes for some blue and white, white and blue, white and black, and from these actors, these not, it's not even funny. I mean, it's not a comedy. These were actors, and they would say something like, yeah, well, I'll tell you what, and it's, if I could find it, I'll send it to you, but it's, I love that. I love when people mess up. Makes me feel better when I mess up. And, but it just goes to show you that we're just not all perfect. And all they need is one take, one great take to put it on. And that's kind of my thing in my head. Mindy, you're not going to get it all right. You're not going to get it wrong. But you know what? They're going to get one. They're going to get one really good one from me. That's how my process.
Yeah, because you must have had so much fun on set, like all of you on there with the cast that you had as well. It must have been just.
It was, it was, you could tell when Mike would go off and something was really, really funny, and you could tell that the crew wanted to laugh and wanted to enjoy it verbally and blah, blah, blah. But you could tell they handled it, because the minute the director Jay would say and cut, everybody would burst. Like,
amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. But I mean, how many? I imagine you best to shout "fire the laser" as many times as possible by God knows how many people. But that countdown, was your throat not like sore by the end of that?
No, I can yell pretty long, and I'm fine. But they did say, okay, so we've got enough in the can, got enough doing, do it, so you don't have to yell as much. And so it's because they'll just play it over. They have, so yeah, they're not going to make you, constantly eat sand. They got to take, and now it's like pretend you're eating sand or whatever. So, yeah, that was, that worked fine. That worked fine.
But getting to reprise the role as well in that Super Bowl advert for the electric cars must have been incredible.
Oh my God, when I got that call, or that, not even a call, I think it was through my agent, well, because he was the agent that called. So this is going to be a commercial, but when I was like, oh my God, yes, it's like, yes, I'm going to do it. And then going to New York, and because that's where Mike lives, and getting together and seeing everybody, and it was great. I mean, I couldn't believe that the universe was so good to me for that. And before you ask, because everyone does, I don't know if there's going to be another one.
Oh, I wasn't going to ask that.
Every year, that comes out. I heard, blah, blah, blah. Well, great for you, because I don't see anything. It needs to be action. So, I just say, oh my, if you could just do it before I die, so I'm getting older. And, but no, I don't know.
Well, I actually wasn't going to ask that, but we'll just quietly sit here.
Yes, you would have.
I was going to sit here and quietly pray. We're just going to quietly manifest it into the universe.
Yes.
There is, before we move on from Austin Powers, there is one scene I need to ask about, because it cracks me up every time. the seduction scene. That wig must have been insane.
Just think about it. I mean, like, nobody saw the back of my head, and all of a sudden you take this like curls, and that was really, really hard to do, because when I was just about to jump on him, we would always laugh. We would definitely. Those are the kind of bloopers you want to see.
Exactly. It's when he's
And
taking
the other
off
one
the
too, and the other one, and then the other one was the scene when we were at the table, and he's like, hello, 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 hello. So I have something to tell you, Dr. Ivoris. I'm late. And he went, oh, right, you're fine. No, no, no. I'm late. We would laugh. That made us laugh. Yeah, because then he would start to laugh and then I would giggle. I'm so glad that you guys are. It's almost like this is the first time we've ever heard about these things.
Oh no, I can't explain what this movie did to me when it first came out. I was young when it came. My mom took me to see the first one in the cinema, and I literally fell off my chair. I was laughing so hard. Like, that film had such an impact. Especially here in the UK, because obviously Austin Powers was British, and it's
of course, and all of the characters that he's put in, and all the people that we worked with, and it just made. I mean, there's a few people in this world that have never seen it or have seen it and went, and I'm like, that's okay. There's enough people. There's enough people that keep it going. But when I go to these Comic-Cons and people come up to me and they're like, oh my God, I just have to tell you that when my father was dying of cancer, every Saturday night, we would sit there and we would watch you. I mean, I get those kind of things. I get, oh my God, we were just watching it last night. I didn't even know you were going to be here. It just fills my soul that I am one of several amazing people that got to be in this film 3 times and got to make more and more and more of myself known. And it was, and I thought, I don't know if I'll ever get something like that again, or, and really when people say, well, which one of the things that you've done do you like the most? And I'm like, well, it's got to be, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I've liked, but it's got to be Austin Powers. That put me on the map. That gave me it helped give me a successful, business and what I do. And people then got to know me, and everybody wanted me to do, do Russian, do this. And I'm like, it'll all sound the same. I can't, it's like, I do other things. I'm a character actress. And so, but it's still like knowing that still affects people, that I would never, ever give that away, or never say, no, I won't scream, or never, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's kind of like, look, if you're loving me and I'm still around and I can do it, I'm there.
As you say, you are a character actor, and I was going through your IMDb, and you worked on a show that it was a real guilty pleasure of mine, and that was Desperate Housewives. I loved that show. I'm not afraid to admit, I loved that show. Wisteria Lane was a second home to me when that show was on.
Didn't we all do? We all do. I had someone recently, a friend of mine, text me, goes, I've been sick in bed, but guess who I'm watching on Wisteria Lanes or whatever. Yeah, no, that was really fun. I mean, I'm always playing mean people.
Yeah.
A little bit, with iCarly and, any of the kids' stuff. I always that horrible neighbor. I love that her name was Mitzi.
It's a great name.
I love that.
Mitzi Kinski, what a great name. But it was bugging me though, because I could remember a scene from this show with you in, but I could not find a clip anywhere on YouTube to remind myself. Something at a yard sale. The scene at a yard sale on Desperate Housewives. I couldn't find a clip anywhere, but I remember it. Was there a scene with a yard sale?
Probably.
Yeah, I
but
didn't know if you'd remember.
You'd have to do is you probably have to. Oh God! And do you know what year it was?
No, I'd have to properly deep dive. It was a last minute memory sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know, because sometimes you can, if you see something, you'll just have to keep going. Or are you writing in there, Mindy Sterling? You have to write, see if you could write everything out. Sometimes you'll find, and sometimes you don't. I'm always kind of looking at stuff like that too.
feel like I remember a scene of Mitzi getting a comeuppance at a yard sale. I don't know. I'll
Yeah, but I'm
find
sure
it.
it was nasty. It's
Yeah,
like,
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that blew my mind as well was you were one of the ladies who took in the Grinch.
yeah.
Do you know the amount of times I've seen that film and didn't realise it was you?
Lot of people do. If you don't know that ahead of time, a lot of people do. And it's also too, it's still, it was still, it wasn't like I was a household name. But there are people that are like, if I'm doing content, I've got all my pictures out, blah, blah, blah. And they'll go, oh my God, you Grinch? I go, yeah. Yeah. I played, one of the women that, helped raise him. And it was pretty amazing. I mean, another one. You talk about another. That was huge. Huge. It's like, oh my God, I get to do this film, and I get to have stuff on my face, and I get to work with all these amazing men. And Jim he was very nice. He wasn't playful. I thought he was going to be playful like Mike, but he also was very uncomfortable what he had to wear.
Imagine.
And the time that it put on him, he really was having, he never showed it on when I was there doing the show, but it wasn't time to, hey, let's have a good time. It was like, nope, this is what I'm doing. And he was very into it, but just everybody else too was kind of just such a wonderful, dreamy, magical film, and that was another one that I'm like, wow, I'm really, really grateful.
What was that process like of being turned into a member of Whoville, though, the makeup process?
Well, it was a little uncomfortable. You got this, you're kind of being used like this way. And so they've got, things to breathe out of it. But for some people, they had a hard time breathing. I thank God didn't the way it was put together, because I kept thinking, I have allergies, and I'm like, oh my God, what if I sneeze and it's all over myself? And then it was really hard when I had to go to get the thing put together. They had to size it and blah, blah, and I am claustrophobic. And it's like, I used to love swimming, but I can't go into water anymore. So if anybody ever does this to me, that freaks me out. So I remember going in and saying, and they're going, no, everything's gonna be fine. And you know what? If it's not, don't worry about it. And I was like, all right, I'll try. And then they started putting stuff on me and blah, blah, blah. And then they got, okay, so this is going to sound like you're underwater. And I went, okay. All right. So let us know. Okay. No. And yeah, it was really hard.
I can imagine. But you got there in the end.
All worked out.
Like, you've done so much. You're the amount of versatile roles you've been in, from comedic to dramatic and that sort of thing. How do you approach like your character preparation for such diverse roles?
Oh, I don't do anything.
Okay. Just turn up. Job's a good one.
I always think, the thing is, you listen to the director, if they say, all right, so she's this, she's that, and blah, 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 and you do your best. And sometimes it'd be like, oh, to be a little bit more cuddly, be a little bit more, you can't stand this person, or you're just you're kind of not there. I mean, there's always, you listen to what the what the director has to say or whatever, but I don't go and sometimes I might think of someone that I know that I could use as a little, to take little pieces from them, but yeah.
Just that good. Just turn up and do it.
Well,
Look at the script, you're like, I'm Mindy fucking Sterling.
Done, yes. All the things I haven't done, that probably would have been.
The thing is, though, if you'd have got some of the things that you hadn't got, you might not have then got the things you did. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What's your
So,
point?
Oh, it's all right.
Was that a question? I'm so sorry.
No, it's not. No, because you were just saying about how like you were hard on yourself if you didn't get something. And it's like, but if you obviously didn't get it for a reason, because then you might not have got, like the Goldbergs, for example.
Okay, that's another one of my favorites, because not only did I feel like I was almost on a show that, that ran for 10 years. It was 5 years for me, which still is fantastic. But I knew the women that I was playing with. So they were looking for somebody. Wendy, she played the lead, who's played the mom, and they were thinking of getting like friends for her called Frentas. And so they got a hold of somebody said, "How about Mindy Sterling?" And then there was Stephanie Courtney, and then there was the other woman that was working there. She was one person that she had a friend with, Jen Irwin, and then they put us all together, the three of us together, and it was just heaven. We loved each other. We loved being together. We loved talking together. We would make each other laugh. So, so that was a big treat for me.
I've heard like interviews with cast members from the Goldbergs, but I don't think I've ever heard a bad thing said about the making of that show. Everyone seems to just have such a great time on that show.
What, on the Goldbergs?
On the Goldbergs, yeah.
Well, I think there were definitely times where, there wasn't a huge person, which he was dealt with, and this thing and that. He played the father, and
I forgot
they were having
about
some
that.
problems. Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah,
they were having some problems, whatever. But they kept him on for 5 years, and then or more than 5 years, and then when they just said no, we can't do it anymore, and we tried to then go into our next season, for whatever reason it was time to go.
yeah. But it's such a great concept for a show as well. Like the whole idea around it, it's a brilliant show. Were you a fan of it before you were cast?
No. I mean, I knew Wendy. I loved Wendy, but no, I didn't. What's so weird is, I love comedy, but I don't like to watch it necessarily. I love really dark stuff.
Okay.
I love, any murder mysteries from the UK, or from the from somewhere else, from out that way. I love anything with an accent. I'm mesmerized because those shows are put together so differently, and I love how real the people look, and nobody's like Hollywood looking. The difference, you know what I mean? And not everyone is beautiful in what Hollywood would say is beautiful.
Yeah.
But I watch these and I think it's so wonderful. And I am like, Acorn and all this stuff. I just love watching the murder mysteries. I think they're incredibly put together.
But we're all just ogres over here.
What?
We're all just ogres over here. All right, love, what's going on then? What's all this about?
Yes, they always talk like this. There's always something going on, and you can't. You're like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to put on, the things to read it. Yeah, I don't know what they're saying, but I love them. And I'm such a slow reader, so I would be like, oh God, now I do it too fast. But I'm just trying to think of what I have seen recently that maybe I think Irish. They're all and they're very similar. They're all the same. It's just these cop shows and da da da. But I just love how they deal with it, and the relationships and just the way they talk.
So, in addition to the on-screen acting, you've also done a bunch of voice acting. What led you into that world?
I love that. I love starting to do that. I love to do more. I don't have to memorize anything, and you can play so many different types of characters or different type takes when you're working. And I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the first thing I ever did was a Disney thing. Maybe I don't know. I think I found a voiceover agent, and then started going out, and then going from there. But that's a great gig. I gotta tell you, I love doing that. It's you're acting and reading at the same, you're doing all that stuff, but I don't have to think as much.
There's always a way.
You're looking at you reading something, and then if it's like, okay, let me do it again. Okay, one more time. Done. Because I can read it. If I'm okay, so it's like, okay, Mindy. All right, so say that, and I mess up and I have more anxiety. All right, let's try to get, and I feel like I lose my brain. I just cannot take it all. I'm not that quick. I love how you guys are looking at me like, it's like, you guys are looking at me like they're, oh my God, this got very, very dramatic.
Okay.
Know that about you, yeah. Lots of anxiety.
So obviously, how did you learn scripts then back in the day? Like, does it, because obviously movies, they do different bits at different points.
I did theater. How did I do it? I've done theater the last several years, and over and over and over again. And I always go, I don't always get it right. I know the story, I know some of the things, but if I don't get exact right dialogue, that's kind of, and so it gets me to the last time I did a play. I'd done it before with this wonderful woman, Arnisha Walker, great actress, singer. It was just the two of us. We were on stage the whole time.
Oh wow!
And so we went somewhere to do it, and I had to go. I just had. I'm gonna put down. Here's the couch. Great. Okay, so I'm gonna put down this note here, and it's gonna say this line and that line and that one. But after a while, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, can't read my writing. Or you know what I mean? Or what did that say?
It's not when you write one word to like remind you, but then you look at it going.
Actually, write out the entire word. I would write out all, but then I had too many things that were in my face whenever I would talk, and I would be like, well, let's see how I do that one.
Why have I written bullets? I don't get it.
I am a mess. I am just a mess. When I can do it, I can do it. And then when I go through and then all it does is triggers one little thing for me going, all right, now I got the anxiety. Now I'm going to fuck up everything.
But the thing is that's probably going on in your head. But the people in the audience are watching that going, she's so good. Look at her. She's deep in force. She's thinking about her line. She knows exactly what she's doing. Mindy Sterling. Mindy fucking Sterling. Yes. She knows what she's doing. And
I'll never go. It's like I don't go out of character. I just go out of what to say. I mean, if I can improvise, great. But I do remember there was this one time where I was talking to Arnisha, we were doing something, and I just remember sitting down there like completely blank. I don't know about you guys, but I just blank. I think COVID. I think there's so much going on in this world, and so many technical things. I'm not very good with that. I'm very, very simple. And I'm not, I have a focus. I have a focus problem. And so, but I looked at her and I sat down and said something like, yeah. She looked at me. You could just, her eyes were just like, and she knew. And I went, and she fucking got it together. She was amazing.
Oh,
we don't see those bloopers.
No.
Yeah.
But fair play. Like I take it on a serious note. I admire the honesty, the fact you're sat here and you will talk about the fact you suffer with anxiety and these things can bother you, because a lot of people won't talk about it.
Well, and whether it's appropriate or not, I don't know. I just don't want to. It's one of those things where this is who I am. This is what could happen to me. How can we work with this? Because then everybody will say, Mindy, you're not the only one. I mean, I'm 71 right now. I'm not the only one that cannot remember things. I have a lot of people, and not even that old, they're younger. And I've always had a hard time learning something. I've always had a hard time learning stuff. And so because I'll think about something else, and I just feel like if you like me and you like what I do, I just may need some help. And I did a movie this past um fall, not fall, spring. And I told them, I got on the phone and I go, okay, I'm just gonna warn you. This is what happens to me. And would you be willing to work with me on that? Yes. Yes. So what they would do is, and I said, can I improvise? Because I always ask that, can I improvise? Because that way I know, some of the stuff, or at least I know what's going on in the scene.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. And so sometimes he would let me just improvise, and then he'd go, great, okay, now say this. And he would repeat it, and then I'd go. And he'd repeat it, and then I'd go. So then you're doing, that's what I'm saying. You're finding that one scene, and then he can edit it together. But I can't, it's, otherwise it just puts so much pressure on me. They're going to go, what's wrong with her? We love her, but and then I forget, oh my God, do you know how many people that we don't know, big actors? And yeah, they're big actors. They'll get whatever they want. Yeah, it's just who we are. It's not like I've done anything wrong, but I always think that. I always think, oh my God. But so, we do the best we can. You guys are giving me that other.
No, not at all, not at all.
Mindy.
Oh, I know what you mean, Mindy. I could give you some vodka. I would.
No, because I think there is this perception that because actors are on stage and they're doing all this stuff, they must be so confident in everything they do and have so much bravado. And
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
I look at them exactly. And it's like, I'll watch something and go, oh my God, I could never do that show because they were talking too fast. And you're missing the moments where they're not getting it together.
Yeah.
Because that's the bloopers. So I love that I'm telling you all these things that I need to remind myself.
Yeah.
Because somebody will say that to me and I'm like, no, but and but I will. Hi. You want to see my son?
Yeah.
Max there.
No. Okay. Max, no. Oh, not today. Okay.
Okay.
He anyway, but I'm always just, it's like thinking what the next word is. I'm thinking what my next line is. I'm trying to listen to them, and everyone will say, well, just listen. She says, yes, let's have a picnic. And I'm there, and my information has nothing to do. I get, like, if I can't say, I'd love a picnic, but I forgot the picnic stuff. I mean, whatever it is, I just may not be able to get there right away. So it's it's not just me. I get it and I know it. It's just something that you wish you didn't have, but you have.
Yeah. We're always our own worst critic, though, aren't we? So, no matter what, we're always our own worst critic. You could absolutely smash it out of the park every single time, but inside you're like, oh, I fucked it. I just fucked it, whatever. But I know script-wise, are you allowed to improvise with stuff, or do some directors get a bit finicky about that? Because obviously, with the skills you have doing improvisation, you are allowed to do that.
I always ask, can I improvise? Sometimes they'll say, yeah. But, or they'll go, well, we can do some that are improvised and some pretty much to, what we have, which is, fine. But the stuff that I can improvise, just know that I may just need some help. But the great thing is about doing a film is they can cut things and move things around. If you're on stage, you can't really go, oh, let's go back.
Yeah.
So I always, it's funny because I always said that someday I want to be on Broadway. And now I would go, oh, not in your life. I would fall apart. I couldn't do it all. If I had one little moment maybe in it, but yeah, I mean, I watch things. I mean, you guys must watch things and go, shit, how did they do that?
All the
And
time.
again, we're not seeing things that they construct that way too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked to a lot of people on the show, and I was like, "How the hell do you like have the confidence to go up and do that?" And they go, "You should have seen me 5 minutes before I went on stage, mate."
I mean, they have to really get into, and that is something that I have a hard time with now. I am just all over the place. What am I going to wear later? Oh my God. All right, let's see. I gotta drive. What time should I leave? There's always just something going on. Something important. It's just I realize, it really made sense to me when I had a friend who I grew up with in Florida, and we knew each other since I don't know. I think it was maybe junior high or something like that. And I said, was I always like unfocused? And she goes, oh God. And I go, really? And back then, it's like when I read something, I don't remember, I have to read it again and again. Reading was always so hard for me. So when I see something that, I don't think I have anything here, but I see something that it has like, look, and it's like, oh, okay, let's look at all this. And I go, oh God, that, that's too much. Because I see it like this, and it's hard for me to just go one at a time, or I don't understand. That's my thing is I don't understand what because I'm not focused.
I get that completely. I get that completely. The amount of times someone will show me something, I go, "Can you just give me like the Cliff Notes version?" Because I ain't gonna take all that in, mate.
And then there are people that just love, like, what bothers me, what I have a hard time with is, I know this sounds stupid, but it's let's see if I can remember. It's when you're on your phone and you're doing your texting, and it's threads, and you're texting to several different people.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
That sounds so ridiculous. Can't stand that.
Group
I
chats are
have to
not for
read
you.
everybody's. It's simple, but it's just, I just want to, I want to be able to just live my life just very simply.
Nothing wrong with that.
Still, yeah, entertain and still make people laugh.
Which you are doing. And speaking of now and entertaining, and you are still Are you still coaching with the Groundlings now?
No. I mean, I did. I taught for a long time, and I'm not. And if I do teach, it's just like a specialty show and stuff like that. And
Right,
really,
okay.
just because it's like I don't want to drive all the way to town, and the traffic here is just getting worse and worse and worse in LA, and it's a nightmare for me. It's a nightmare. Just like I said, I'm a kind of a homebody. I'm very comfortable. I live near the beach. And no, I do not have a big house. I do not have 1,000 billion zillion dollars, but I'm doing very well. And so I want people to not think that, but I've just always been that way. I've always been really simple, and I like to, help charities. I like to try to take care of myself. But I do love teaching. I love teaching improv. Love it. And in fact, I'm doing this Saturday night. I'm just subbing somebody's class, and it's not at the Groundlings. It's in another thing, and so I can't wait to just kind of play with them.
But you are on the 8th and 9th of November doing a stand-up show in Pennsylvania, all about parenthood. Is that right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't stand up, or it's we've done this before. So it's these guys who get together. They're both fathers, and they're the ones that are taking care of the kids.
Right.
And I knew one of them, and then they wanted me and my son, because my son is on the autistic spectrum, and we are very close, and he is the best thing that ever happened to me. And he is funny and smart, and it's like amazing. So they wanted him, and if you follow my my whatchamacallit,
Instagram,
thank you, you'll see I do a lot of stuff with him. And so they said, look, and so anyways, we did a podcast with them, and they loved it, and blah 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 blah. And they said, hey, we're going to be doing this thing in New York, or not New York, where is it? Pennsylvania. Where? In Pennsylvania.
yeah, they'll go to New York.
What what, Max? New Jersey, my son said.
Okay.
So I went, yeah. And she goes, how much would you want? We worked, on all that stuff. And I said, "Oh, can my son come?" And she said, yes, of course. And so they're raising money for a school that he went to out there. It's not a big place or anything like that, but
That's
they're
amazing.
doing this. They're doing this, yeah, because there's one of the guys, he lives there, and they do these, these things. And I said, oh, I would love to. And they were paying for everything with me and blah, blah, blah. And they're just a sweet kid. And the thing is that one of the gentlemen, Jason, has said to me, he when he met Max and he loved him and thought he was really cool. Well, he has 3 boys and 2 of them are on the spectrum and younger than Max. Max is 29. And he said, Mindy, I am so glad that I've met you and I've met Max because he is giving me hope for my 2 boys.
Oh, that's lovely.
So you should watch what I do with Max because it's really funny. We used to call it, what did we used to call it, Max? The annoying mom. Max and the annoying mom.
I do love them videos. I love watching them. They're so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I love it when people go that don't, I've never met, like, oh my God, Mindy, I love watching your stuff. I love it and love it. So, we just found something that would be fun and entertaining. And I love, and I'm sitting there and every now and then I'll just go, okay, you know what? I think it's, he goes, all right, let's do it. But then he would like perk up, it'd be like because I said, are you sure you want, you're getting older now, are you sure you're okay with all this? And he's like, yeah. And so, because, he just makes me laugh so much. I make him laugh. And it's just the stupidest things. Yeah. So if you have time, look through them. We need to do more of them. There's sometimes I just keep forgetting. But he hides in his room and I'm in the other room. And, it's kind of like, all right, is it time? Do we have something interesting that we can do? So I do things like that.
But they are really funny. And we're big wrestling fans. And I was watching them and every one I was like, that's a good wrestling shirt, Max. That's a good wrestling shirt, Max. Liking that.
Max got into wrestling when he was like 3.
Oh,
3 years old. And it was like, what? He loves wrestling. I got into it, not like him, but when I was meeting several wrestlers from when they're the Groundlings or somewhere, but and I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna Chris Jericho. I'm gonna ask him if we can come out there and immediately they get tickets for us and da 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 da. So he when I do these Comic-Cons, there are wrestlers there, and I'm always asking my son, do you want anything from him, or do you want me? I'll call. Blah, blah. He's a huge wrestler, person.
Oh,
did I see that Max dabbled in stand-up at one time as well?
He did.
Yeah,
Max said. Well, I don't know, one day I was talking to him, and I was like, "So, what do you think?" And he goes, "You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do stand-up." And I was like, okay, I want to do stand-up. So that's pretty amazing that you would want to do it. And I said, and you're probably, what we can do is we can, I had some friends that teach stand-up, and why don't you take class? So we took these 2 classes for 2 different people. And he had to do, and then they do at the end, they do, they put stuff together and then they have to perform. We were dying because his, how he thinks and his perception on life coming from a male who's in the autistic, is so what his ideas, it's nobody else says those things. And some of them just, he would laugh so hard though at himself because we were laughing so hard. And he wouldn't let me help him because, stand-up isn't my thing. And he just, it was, and then he actually wanted to keep going. So we would go to, we have a little theater near us, a stand-up theater, a little bar and stuff. And he kept going there, on Tuesday nights or something when you go see if you get picked for that weekend or something like that. He says, it was really hard. He says, yeah, nobody's laughing and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, yeah, this is just too much for me. And I said, it's fine. You did something that not very many people, including your mom, would want to do. So I know.
Fair play to him for trying it, because I wouldn't have the nerve to get up
I
there and that
know.
many front of people tell jokes. So fair play to him. Fair play.
I mean, and he came up with all the ideas. He came up, and then it was just structured and blah 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 blah. And he wanted to save it. He wanted to save it for me and everybody that came, and it was great.
Mindy, I am very conscious of time. I know you have got things on, but as we start wrapping this up, looking back on your career thus far, what accomplishments are you like the most proud of? Are there certain projects that you're like extra proud of? Obviously, other than Austin Powers, obviously we discussed that, but anything
Definitely
maybe
Austin
people
Powers.
don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's a film that I did called Drop Dead Gorgeous, which is, God, one of my favorite things to do as well, with working with all of these incredible women that and the younger women that ended up just blossoming and having a career and that kind of thing. That was really fun. I did have a really good time with that. Gosh, pretty much, I mean, the Goldbergs, I did something called Legit. And it was from what's his name, Max? Max, what's his name on Legit? Jim Jeffries.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Jim. Yes. So he was. I know. Oh my God, if he listens to you, but I loved working with him. He just made me like like I was his big sister. So he was constantly like just tackling with me and just as a sister would do, where I'd go, get out of here. He would say things to me, and I loved it. I loved all the people that I was working with. So that was one of my things I wish would have gone further. And then I did a thing called Con Man. I mean, I'm looking at my stuff on my wall in my office, and then let's see. No, it just, yeah. I mean, there's so many wonderful things that I got to do, and hopefully that's not the end of it. But you're just gonna make it easy for me. And so yeah, I've been, I have to say I've been blessed. I've been very blessed, very lucky. Yes, I've done my work, but there are lots of wonderful people that are out there that you just hope that they get that same thing, and it's not easy. It's just not easy. And somebody asked me, well, what can I do to be an actress nowadays? I'd go, not. It's like, I mean, it's like, I know it just looks so, but I went in a time where I was early in my career, so. But it is really hard. Things have stopped, things have changed because of the SAG, because of so many things, and it's just not running like it used to. A lot of people are leaving California. A lot of people are going to different places. They're trying to get studios. They want to go to Georgia, go to this place, go to that. And there's just not a lot going on here.
Well, because you had all the strikes, didn't you? The
Yeah,
strikes going on. AI is a thing now that everyone's worrying about and that sort of thing. So
just everything. I mean, it's everything in the business has gone on strike, or at least very close to it and stuff. So it's money. It's just too expensive here.
yeah.
And so it's so hard. If you asked me would I have done anything else if I could do it over again, probably not, because this was the only thing I thought I could do. I mean, I wanted to have a child. I got it. And so and he's adopted, so it's more precious to me.
Yeah.
And because I was the one that got picked for him. Yeah. And so I look at things going, everything's really, really good if I can just keep working, do some stuff that doesn't cause me diarrhea. I just throw it at you guys. Yeah, then I just want to smile. I love doing podcasts. I love, I'm so glad that we finally got together. And so
Same.
sorry that I know. And yes, certainly I get that con over in the UK, maybe we'll see each other.
Yes, 100%.
We'll get our people
You
to
work on
talk
that
to their
shit.
people who'll talk to your people. Yeah.
Yeah, you work on it. It's real easy. I'm saying yes.
Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I do. And before I ask it, Mindy, thank you so much for doing this. It's been so much fun talking to you. Is Austin Powers 4 coming?
No.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I was going to say,
I'm
you
joking.
fucking not listen.
I'm joking. What I actually want to ask
I know, but that's where, yeah.
is
you'll be the first to know.
I fucking hope so and all. No, I'm joking. When you first started out on this journey, becoming an actress and getting into the whole world of movie, TV, voiceovers, that stuff, did you ever think this is where you'd be today?
It's where I wanted to be. I remember at 25 thinking I haven't done anything. I was depressed at 25. And, when you first started, you're like, I think I came out here when I was like 22 or 23, and it was like 25 and I haven't done anything. You start, and then you realize how it is. I think I am so grateful and so blessed for the things that I have done.
Yeah.
That have done very well. You don't want to be forgotten for those things. At the same time, I'd love to have a thing maybe that people will, go, oh my God, yeah. Because the worst thing is when, sitting there and I'm talking to you at the cons and like, oh, I love your work. Are you still working? And you're like, yeah, if I can. But, a lot of people just, I'm done. I'm retired. I'm not retired yet.
No, nor should you be. Mindy, thank you so much for doing this for us. Before we let you go,
guys,
any plugs, social medias, websites, anything you want people to go check out?
Oh my God. Yes. So my what is it again?
Instagram.
Thank you. See what
You're
happens?
welcome.
My Instagram is Mindy, Mindy, Ster, Ster, all one word. And that's really all I do. I don't do this.
Oh, X.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone does anymore.
I'm on there. I just don't ever really. Yeah,
No.
Instagram's my favorite thing to do now.
Yeah, Instagram's great fun too.
Just for your Max videos. That's all we want to see it for. Do you know what I mean? Everyone needs to follow you just for the Max
You
videos.
might find some things that do a lot of animal stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of joy of painting walls white, I noticed earlier as well. That made me laugh.
There's one favorite thing in there. When you get to it, you just want to laugh. But I went to have lunch with a friend of mine, and I was sitting at this hotel, and we were drinking. Anyway, there's a sun that they opened. I think they opened the blinds, or they were going to close it and stuff. But anyway, I was sitting there, and this huge, it's just light is on my face. It's just, that's all you see is light. And then I say something like, everyone find your light. And it's so stupid and funny. So when you see it, so know that that's what you're looking for when you're going down. It's just insane. So I love doing insane things. Yeah.
Incredible. Mindy, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you,
really
guys.
means the world.
Sleep well, because it's probably bedtime.
It definitely is. I've got to be up about 5 hours. So
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Well, thank you. And finally we got to do it, you guys.
and you.
Anytime. This has been a joy, really good for me to just, do something different.
Yeah.
Thank
you
so
for your
much.
time, Mindy. We massively appreciate it. Have an absolutely glorious rest of your day and enjoy PT.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Bye, you guys.
Thank
Take
you
care.
so much.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Cheers, Mindy.